one piece of career advice you wish somebody had given you when you were starting out?
I learned this very late in the game, and I wish I had known this earlier. And it's that no matter which role you're in, you're always in sales. It's not something that people get to know about early in their careers. But as you evolve, you realize that it's not about just selling yourself, but you need to be the forerunner as well as be confident in what you do. And that's exactly what sales teams are motivated to do. And that's precisely what you should be doing despite whichever role you're in, be it, let's say, quality assurance or testing, even a developer role. You should ensure that we always put our best foot forward, and we're very versatile in what we're delivering, and we are confident in what we're doing. And that's something I learned much later in the game. But that's one of those insights that I felt would have been much helpful if I had known it much earlier.
Can you share a pivotal moment in your career that's made a significant impact?
I mean, we are in a domain of IT which constantly keeps evolving, right? So every year it's been something or the other that comes up. And with AI's revolution coming in, it's like every 6 months you have something up your sleeve for you to look out for. But when I take a step back and think into what really made the big difference for me, it was my very first project, which was in mobile application development. And I'm talking about way before in 2010s, where Android was fairly new. The app market was not as large, and there was not a lot of granularity in order to understand between UI, UX, the heat maps, the user gestures. But what I really liked about that moment was that the faith and trust around the team in order to push yourself forward to deliver something that was not as largely available in the market, but figure out and quickly learn and pivot as you go. That approach was something that made a remarkable difference, because those learnings that I had key takeaways from it still drives me even today, where I do tend to look at the long run as well as forecasting for a large future. But when it comes to building, developing, and deploying, I look at a very short span of 45 days. And that's like a golden rule number that I always stick on, where if you can time it, achieve it within 45 days, and then iterate onwards, you ensure that you're always up to date with the market trends, as well as you have the best features and business standards that you want to incorporate as you go.
And how do you approach challenges and setbacks in your professional life, and what's your go-to strategy for overcoming them?
There's actually a Soviet psychologist called Lev Vygotsky, and he always believed that cognitive benefits are reaped only when people start speaking out aloud. So for me, it's like a 3-step process. First, you should always open up, if it's either to your own teammates or your own close friends, anyone at home, or even just your phone and your voice recording note, and listen to what exactly you're mumbling about or what you're really trying to iterate in your head. Bring all that thought process into a vocal form, and that really allows you to ideate in terms of what approach you want to do. From there, you go back to Google or GPT or anything else to just research around whether it really aligns well. But I would also suggest not to jump the gun. You take your inputs, put it up in a personal Miro board or some sort of visual tool that allows you to brain map the whole context of what you want to do and approach of what you want to deliver and how to fix that particular issue. And then if it's very, very critical, I would always suggest to sleep on it, take a right call of whether this is the right way to do it. You covered most of the groundwork, you analyzed it thoroughly, you understood who gets impacted and who doesn't, and then you go for it. You go for it with everything you've done because you've already done everything you can.